Last day we had seen small finance bank and payment bank and about RBI management. So examples of payment bank. Examples of payment bank. Femina. Examples of payment bank.
Geo Payment Bank.
Okay. One more example. Paytm Payment Bank, Indian Department of Post, example. Then examples of small finance bank. Examples of small finance bank. Aparna. Examples
Sir,
of.
SAF,
Okay.
Small Finance Bank.
Yes.
Then
Okay. Next.
Jana Small Finance Bank.
Okay. Enough. Okay. So very good. So next we talk about RBI. Now, so we know that some other banks, some not bank, some other non-banking financial institutions are there. They are famous. Manappuram, Muthoot. They are non-banking financial company. Okay, that you have need to study. So you think it is a non-banking financial institutions. Means they are doing banking function, but they have no banking license. It is registered according to the Companies Act 1956 because they have more restriction related with the receiving deposit from the public. Another thing, so that you have to remember, Manappuram Muthoot is non-banking financial company. Okay, financial institutions. So today I am going to start the last topic, our last topic, functions of central bank. Already we said that the functions of central bank. Last topic. Functions of central bank. So these are the functions of central bank. Monopoly of note issue. Bankers, agents and advisor to the government. Custodian of cash reserve of commercial bank. Then lender of the last resort, clearing house function, then credit control. Okay, these are the functions of central bank. Monopoly of note issue, bankers, agent and advisor to the government, custodian of cash reserve of commercial bank, custodian of nation's reserve of international, lender of the last resort, then clearing house function, then credit control. So first one, monopoly of note issue. So we know that in all country there have central bank. So note issue is the primary function performed by the central bank. Means they possess the monopoly or printing the national currency, which serves as the nation's legal changer, money of that country. Okay, means generally accepted in payment for goods and services. So only the central bank have the monopoly of issuing the currency note. Except some coins, 1 rupee coins and some other coins are issued by the government. 1 rupee coins and small coins are issued by the government. Other all currencies are issued by the central bank. So they have the right to, it is the primary function of the central bank to supply the nation's money supply. Okay, that is the first functions of central bank. So through that, this function, the central bank control the credit power of commercial bank, credit creating power of commercial bank. So through the monopoly of note issue, they will control the credit creating power. So if you are giving loan to the lot of public, means it will increase inflation. So through this, by controlling the amount of currency in circulation, the volume of credit can be controlled to a large extent. Okay, that is the monopoly of note issue. So that's why they are doing that monopoly of note issue. It is a primary functions. He has a monopoly. The central bank have a monopoly in printing the national currency. Okay, so through this way they can control the credit creating power of the commercial bank. Okay, on that basis, if there is inflation, they will reduce the printing of currency. Okay, so by controlling the amount of currency in circulation, we can control the volume of credit up to a large extent. Okay, that is the monopoly of there is a function of monopoly of note issue. Okay, next, bankers, agent and advisor to the government. Bankers, agent and advisor to the government. So how bankers, agent and advisor to the government means, as an it operate the account of central bank, operate the account of public organization, means public corporation, government organizations. Okay, they act as a banker to the government. Understand? So public get a lot of facilities from the which was central bank, because it acts as a banker to the government. It acts as an agent to the government. Then it acts as an advisor to the government, means they are advising the government related with the banking, monetary and financial matters. Then what they are doing, they are giving the loans to the central government and state government. If they need the fund, if they face any shortage of fund, the central bank give time to time the loan to the central government and state government. So that's why they act as a bankers, agent and advisor to the government. Then advising the government on financial matters, bank related matters. Okay, so that is second function. Bankers, they operate the account of the government as an agent. As an agent, they will provide a lot of facilities to the public. They are getting the facilities from the bank. So next third function is custodian of cash reserve of commercial bank. Custodian of cash reserve of commercial bank. Custodian of cash reserve of commercial bank means the central bank have an obligation to keep a certain percentage of time and demand liabilities with the central bank. Okay, that is a custodian of cash reserve of commercial bank. Means certain percentage of time and demand liabilities with the central bank. Then surplus cash of the commercial bank also we have to deposit with the central bank. Means it is serve as a security. It provides security to the to their deposits, to their loans. It will give security. Means suppose if you are accepting any fixed deposit, that is time deposit, time liabilities. If you are accepting current account, demand, otherwise saving account, some percentage we have to keep in the central bank. So whenever if we face any problem, if we are facing any failure problem, that amount we can take from that central bank, then we can meet that amount. So that's why custodian, because security to the depositor also. Understand? Because they have to, it is compulsory to deposit some percentage of fixed and current deposits with the central bank. So they are mentioning that we can see that cash reserve ratio, SLR, statutory liquidity ratio, CRR, current ratio is 3%, SLR 18.5. Cash reserve ratio means minimum amount we have to keep by a commercial bank to the central bank according to our deposits. Understand? That is cash reserve. Statutory liquidity ratio means you have to deposit some liquid assets. Sometimes cash, sometimes gold also we have to deposit with the central bank. Because it provides security to the depositor. Understand? So otherwise, no, every amount we will use and we will give loan to the public, then it will increase the inflation. Understand? So that is a third function, custodian of cash reserve of commercial banks. Okay, so we can know that it is a central bank is the bank of banks. So we have to keep some percentage of deposits with the central bank. So next one, custodian of nation's reserve of international. Custodian of nation's reserve of international means central bank is the custodian of foreign currency. He is the custodian of foreign currency obtained from various countries. Custodian of various currency obtained from various countries. So this become the important functions of central bank. Means they are keeping the reserve foreign money get from the various countries. For what purpose we are keeping? They are keeping to facilitate the foreign trade. Suppose if you are importing any goods, so we can utilize that amount. If anyone want foreign money, we will get through that bank. Okay, so that is custodian of nation's reserve of international. So we have to keep, that is the important function of every central bank. They have to keep the reserve of foreign currency obtained from various countries. So if you are exporting, we will get the foreign currency that we have to keep. Okay, so whenever any problem arises, if you want to pay any amount with the other countries, we can utilize it to stabilize the external value of currency. We are keeping foreign currency. Next one, lender of the last resort. Lender of the last resort. Already we said it acts as a lender of the last resort for commercial bank because in the time of need they will provide financial assistance. Whenever the commercial bank, the financial crisis, financial problem, they are going to liquidate, they are going to close the business. Any financial crisis arises, who will provide the fund? The bank will provide, the central bank will provide the fund to the commercial bank. Okay, so it is served from the failure of the bank. Okay, so because the lender of they will function as a lender of the last resort. Okay, so our family, they won't give any amount, but the commercial bank will get amount from the central bank. Okay, lender of the last resort. Next one, clearing house function. Clearing house functions. We know that all commercial bank have account with the central bank. All commercial bank, we see in the public sector, private sector, foreign, all bank have account with the central bank. So clearing house means the central bank settle the mutual transactions. That is the point. Central bank settles the mutual transactions of banks. That is clearing house. Settle the mutual transactions of banks. That is this point. Settle the mutual transactions of banks. Means it is settle the transaction among the banks. So how we will settle? Okay. So means example, we know that every commercial banks are receiving a number of check from the customer from other bank. Suppose if it is a SBI bank, we are getting the customer given check from which one? Any Canara Bank, Punjab National Bank, different bank. So it is very difficult to collect amount from that bank. For the central bank set up the clearing house center, clearing house facility. So means any bank can collect the amount from the any other bank's check. Any other bank's check we can collect through the clearing house function. So central bank set up the clearing house center facility to settle the interbank indebtedness. So any check we can collect. So if it is a central bank, we can receive any check from which one? Any bank, Oriental Bank, Federal Bank, any check we can collect. Okay, so we can collect amount from that account through clearinghouse function. So that is a point. Settle the mutual transaction of banks. So earlier it was very difficult. Now it is very easy. Any bank can collect amount from the any other bank's check. No problem. Okay. So that is through clearinghouse center. So central bank set up lot of clearinghouse center. Through that way, we can settle the mutual transactions of banks. Okay. So next one, credit control. Last function, credit control. So most important function of bank is to control the volume of credit for bringing about the stability in the general price level and accomplishing some other social objectives. Through that purpose, we are controlling the volume of credit, giving loan. So how they will control the credit? They have the right to control the credit. How they will credit? Through its monetary policy. Through its monetary policy, they can control the credit. So the monetary policy consists of two parts: currency and credit. Currency and credit. Through that way, they can control the volume of credit. Through currency and credit, they can control the volume of credit. So already we said they have the monopoly of issuing the notes. Except 1 rupee coins and small coins. Every currency are issued by the central bank. So we can control the credit. Volume of credit, giving loan to the public, that we can control. So through currency circulation, if they are controlling the amount of currency in circulation, then we can control the volume of credit, because there is a scarcity of currency. So if your supply means a lot of credit, the bank will give to the public. So it will arises inflation. Every price will increase, rise in the price of the product, everything will increase. So it will affect the public. Okay, so through monetary policy, they can control the volume of credit. First one, currency. Through the controlling the amount of currency in circulation, we can control the volume of credit. Then through some credit control methods, qualitative control method, credit control methods, we can control the volume of credit. Okay, the credit control means they are adopting some qualitative and quantitative methods of qualitative credit control. Example, bank rate. Bank rate means we can see that repo rate, then reverse repo. You can see in the newspaper. So central bank is fixing the repo rate and reverse repo. So now current repo rate is 4%, reverse repo is 3.35%. Okay, so current bank rate only this one. Interest rate means repo rate means the rate at which the central bank gives loan to the commercial bank. Understand? The rate at which the central banks gives loan to the commercial bank. Understand? That is repo's rate. So the commercial bank have to give interest at the rate of 4%. So what is my reverse repo? Opposite. So if the central bank want fund, so the rate at which the central bank get loan from the commercial bank, the rate at which the central bank get loan from the commercial bank, that amount will be every time lower than the repo rate. Okay, so repo rate means the rate at which the central bank given on to the commercial bank, that is current interest rate is 4%. So that they will change. You can see that Reserve Bank Governor Shaktikant Das now. So they are sometimes on the base of the situation. Now they changed. According to the COVID situation, they changed the reverse repo rate. Okay, they reduced the interest rate because the people have no any money, because they have no any work. So they reduced the repo rate, reverse repo, then moratorium they fixed. So up to August, the public, they don't need to give the loan money now, but they have to give interest. That is another problem. That is another disadvantage. But this bank rate, through that way, we can control the volume of credit. Suppose if they fixed more repo rate, the public have to give more interest. Then they won't take amount from the bank. So we can control the volume of credit. Okay. So then through bank rate, we can control the volume of credit. Then another method, open market operation through sale and government of open market operation. Open market operation, we can control the volume of operation. We can control the volume of credit. Open market operation means sale and purchase of government securities. Sale and purchase of government securities. Okay, so sale and purchase of government securities, government share. Through that way we can control the volume of credit. So okay, through sales, if you want the bank one fund means through sale we will get fund. So otherwise through purchase. Okay, through purchase, purchase and sale of government securities. Then through moral social. Through moral social. Moral social means the central bank ask the commercial bank not to give a loan only for productive purpose, not for unproductive purpose. Okay, give loan only for productive purpose, not for unproductive purpose. That is moral social. Okay, so through this method they will control the volume of credit. Understand? Through the bank rights, through the moral social, through on the basis of situation, sale and government of securities. Okay, understand? So through that way, we will, if you want to fund sale of government securities, so if it is more fund we have, we can purchase. So we will give the amount purchase of government securities, open market operation, then through moral social, then give loan only for productive purpose. Means it will increase the economic growth. For that purpose only we have to give the loan, not for unproductive purpose. Okay, so that is the functions of central bank that no need to study. Only the main point you have to study: credit control through currency and through credit. We can control the volume of credit. That is the last function of central bank. First one, monopoly of note issue. It is the primary function. Through that way we can control the credit creating power of commercial bank. Then it acts as a banker to the government, agent to the government, and advisor to the government. They will operate the bank account of government undertaking. Then they will give the loan to the government, central government and state government. Then they advise the government related with the banking, financial, monetary matter. Then custodian of cash reserve, they have under obligation to keep certain percentage of their deposits within the central bank to provide security to the depositor. Next, custodian of national reserve of international currency, they are keeping the foreign currency obtained from various countries to facilitate foreign trade. A lender of the last resort, so whenever any commercial bank faces a financial problem, they will act as a lender of the last resort to the commercial bank. Then clearing house to settle the transaction among the banks. So we receive a number of checks from other banks, no problem. We can collect, no problem, because they set up the clearing house center at various place. Then credit control. So another function is to control the volume on the basis of the situation, economic situation. We can control the volume credit through currency and through policy. So demonetization, through that way that we can control the volume of credit. So these are the topic comes under first chapter. Okay, so first I taught what do you mean by bank. Bank is an institution which deals with the money and credit. Anyone know the meaning of banking? What do you mean by banking? Accepting for the purpose of lending or investment or deposit of money from the public, repayable on demand or otherwise, and withdrawable by check, draft, order, or otherwise. So definitions you have to study. Okay, both accounting also, this one also. Next, what are the functions of commercial bank? What are the functions? Two functions are there: primary functions and secondary functions. What are the primary functions? Anat, what are the primary functions? Two primary functions are there. What are the two primary functions?
So accepting credit and
okay. So accepting deposit from the public, correct? Then giving loans and advances. Then we said accepting. We are accepting lot of deposit from the bank. There are many kinds of different kinds of deposits. What are they? Anjo, Deposits.
Fixed deposit,
Fixed
current
deposits,
deposit,
current deposit,
saving
saving
deposit,
deposit,
recurring
then
deposit.
recurring deposits. So objective types will ask. So you have to study everything. So fixed deposits are accepted by the bank for a fixed period. Then current deposit, it is a running account. It may be operated many times. It is suitable to businessmen. Then saving account, to encourage the saving habit of the people. We open the saving account. Recurring, to encourage the public to save regularly a fixed sum. We set up the recurring deposit. Then granting loans and advances. Types of loans: loans, overdraft, discounting bill of exchange, cash credit. We know, overdraft, cash credit. Overdraft, we know that what is by overdraft. The depositor are allowed to withdraw more amount than they have. Then what is by cash credit? It is a type of loan granted to the borrower against a certain type of assets. Okay, shares. Then discounting, the holder can discount the bank with his bank. The holder can discount the bill of exchange with the bank before the maturity date. Already we said, I sold goods on credit to any customer. So instead of giving cash, they given written document as a bill of exchange. They will give the amount after 1 month or 2 months. But now I want emergency cash. So if I give that document to the bank, I will get the amount before the date of maturity. That is discounting bill of exchange. Next, we talk about which one? Banking systems in India. So we said the main one, which one? Which one we said? First is central bank. After that, commercial bank. Commercial bank, 3 types: public sector bank, private sector bank, and foreign bank. Then regional rural bank, state-sponsored regional rural bank. They provide credit for agriculture and rural development. Then their main authorities, which one? NABARD. Then we said small finance bank, then payment bank, then RBA and the functions of central bank. Okay, so these are the topic which comes under the first chapter. Okay, so any doubt related with the? So we'll start the second chapter. Second chapter is banker and customer. Banker and customer. Okay, banker and customer. So you have only 6 chapter. So 1 chapter is over, remaining 5 chapter. So second chapter is banker and customer. So already we know that who is a banker. Means banker means banking. So already we said. So banker is a company which transacts the business of banking. Otherwise, accepting for the purpose of lending or investment of deposit of money from the public, repayable on demand or otherwise, and withdrawable by check, draft, order or otherwise. That is banker. Okay. So second chapter is banker. Banker and the customer. So first we will study that. No need to study the which one banker, because already we know that. Okay, what do you mean by banker? So banker is a company which transacts the business of banking. Otherwise, accepting for the purpose of lending or investment or deposit of money from the public, repayable on demand or otherwise, and withdrawable by check, draft, order or otherwise. Next, customer. So who is a customer? So already we know that who is a customer. Customer is a person who buys any goods or services for a consideration. That is customer. Is it correct? Is a person who buys goods and services for a consideration. Okay? So which has been paid or not paid. That is another problem. For a consideration. That is customer. Is a person who buys any goods and services. Here, who is a customer? Here, who is a customer? A person who has an account in a bank is considered as a customer. A person who has an account in a bank, is called a customer. Okay, so to conclude, we can tell that any person can become a customer, provided he or she has an account in a bank. Any person can become a customer, provided he or she has an account in a bank. Any person can become a customer, provided he or she has an account in a bank. Any person can become a customer, provided he or she has an account in a bank. Any person can become a customer, if he opens any type of account in a bank, if he opens any type of account in a bank, that is a customer, then such an account may be frequently operated or not. Such an account may be frequently operated or not. Suppose only one time only I invested amount, afterwards I am not investing any amount, then also no problem, he is a customer only. Okay, such account may be frequently operated or not. Then one more condition is there, the transaction between banker and the customer should be of banking nature. The transaction between banker and customer should be of banking nature. Is known as customer. So generally a person who has an account in a bank is known as customer. Okay, otherwise any person can become a customer if he fulfills some conditions. First one, if he opens any type of account with the bank, any account, current account, saving account, fixed deposit, recurring, any account, so he's a customer. Then such account may be frequently operated or not. So one time only I invested, afterwards I am not investing any amount, then also he is a customer. Suppose if you open the bank account, you invested 500, you are also a customer. Okay, then the transaction between the bank and the customer should be of banking nature. What is a banking nature? Already we know, that is what? Accepting deposit, giving loans. These are the which one? Banking nature. Okay, so these are the things. So now, thank you all. Have a nice day.